Oh my god, I just hit my mic. What the heck? Y'all! Hello, we're gonna be doing some crazy stuff today. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. Chapter 24 of solo leveling. Let's go ahead and get into it. This one is going to be so much fun. Okay, it's gonna be good. All right, our boy Jinwoo is doing his regular thing, cooking up. After what happened in the last chapter, we all know exactly what went down. Jinwoo was getting pressed by the attack force, you know, the backstabbing attack force that got them trapped in the boss cave and then came back, assuming that they would be defeated by the boss, but then got blindsided. Um, you know, that's what happens when you underestimate the main character. So yeah, they got back to the boss cave, they underestimated Jinwoo, our boy, and then they paid a heavy debt. And that debt was one of 8 attack force members was messed up. And now we are jumping to the present time. Okay, so present. Present. Okay, so chapter number 24. Jinwoo is on the scene. He says 1. So one of the enemies is down, one of the 8. So there's only 7 that's remaining. And Juntae, the dude who, had the unfortunate fate encounter with Jinwoo when he put his arm around him, his head's on the ground. So he is the one that got slayed, and the other attack force members are standing by, just freaking out. As per usual, people freak out. I would be, you would imagine that if your buddy's head is on the ground, you'd be freaking out. And Jinwoo now has his weapon out all ready to go. Yeah, just like peak fiction right now. Peak fiction. And he's got that knife pointed at the attack force members. And then Huang, the leader dude, he kind of knows there's something weird is going on, because even though Juntae was weak, he was still at D rank, so he still has at least some credibility to not just like be instantly one-shotted by, especially an E ranker for Jinwoo. And normally, as you normally would be, he's perplexed. He's quite perplexed. And even Jinwoo's a little bit perplexed at this moment too, because this is like the first time that he's had to take another person's blood, like take another human's blood. In the past, he's been in dungeons where he's had to take out like the dungeon monsters, the dungeon beasts, or whatever was in his path before, but never a human. And so he's coming to terms with it as all this is happening, and it seems to be kind of on his mind, like clouding his judgment a little bit. But even though the system was the reason that he had to do it, it isn't changing the fact. And so like there's a lot of cognitive dissonance that I guess is going on in his mind right now, because like he technically didn't have to, but if he didn't do it, his heart would have stopped as a punishment from the system. So yeah, there was really no way out. But anyways, so no more running anymore is what he says. He can't run away from his emotions any longer. So we're seeing like the flashback. There's a flashback of the cave with the dude with the funky hair, the funky like weird mohawk with like the side mohawk thing that has like his family. The dude who got chopped in half, that was the one. And then we have the leader of the attack force kind of breaking up. And then we had Jinwoo being left behind because The other person in the attack force didn't want to lose his family, and just all sorts of memories are starting to flood into Jinwoo's conscience at this moment. And the one thing that's congruent between all of these memories is Jinwoo not being strong, or not having the power to change his destiny and change the outcome of the situation that he's in. And so all of these emotions are kind of flooding in, and what happens is Jinwoo pretty much has another power up, and he has like this look on his face. He's looking like he's kind of looking, I don't even know, it kind of looks like a little girlish in a way, like he's looking like a little witch, like a little rave witch or something. But oh well. And there's like a physical advance, like his power level advanced a little bit. It shot up in output, like the energy. And then Jinwoo is standing right there with Jinho. He's still there. Jinho, the one with his daddy's armor. And Huang is talking to Huan, the magician, telling him that like something's wrong. Give him another attack. Don't let your guard down, because you never know what can happen. So he shoots a blast, and it looks like it's about to hit, but then Jinwoo darts out of the way. He misses the attack, and then he appears in the face of Huan, the magician, and slices him like, I don't know, like 50 times, and his body just goes flying away with chunks missing because of the sword slash. And Huang, the leader, is standing there kind of in shock right now. I imagine that Huang is feeling the same way that Jinwoo was feeling when he lost his friends in the dungeon, and probably how Huang has made other people feel in the past who he's left in the same situations but didn't have the power. So he's getting a little bit of a taste of his own medicine, which is good. We'll just say that he's a lame poopy head, and he doesn't deserve any sympathy. So yeah, and now the two brothers. So there's two brothers that jump in. They're just like two brothers, it looks like. So yeah, they do the same thing. They're pretty basic. Jinwoo, he pulls his sword up. One of them, brother one, and then Jinwoo already has his sword slashed on the ground, and he's behind him, and he's down. So that would be 2 down. Then the other dude, the brown-haired bro, he like puts his arm out. Jinwoo breaks his arm, and he stabs him in the gut with his Risaka Fang. And he asks, or a third member who's not part of the Double Trouble brother duo, he says, "How is an E rank moving like this? Like, none of my attacks are hitting." So there's like 3 people ganging up on him, probably more. Jinwoo is just like taunting them as they're throwing their slashes and missing, just hitting the air. He's saying, "If you guys are hunters, then try hunting." He's like dodging all around. And then hunters are made to hunt anyway. Hunters were... Okay, it's probably more serious than that, but you catch my drift. Hunters were made to hunt anyway. It's actually a really cool panel. Even though he hasn't taken down the members of the attack force, now the effects of the Risaka Fang are starting to activate. So paralysis is activated, and now his body can't move. So the third one, who's not part of the double brother trouble duo, he's frozen. And then there's like some other dudes who are like, "What is this, magic?" Like, "Oh my god, what is happening?" And then Juntei's like, "So strong, senpai," saying, "I think he's stronger than when he fought the dungeon boss." And now on the same people who had the paralysis effect activate, now bleed is activating, and they just start, like, their eyes are like bleeding, their ears are like having stuff drain out of them, their mouth is like, they're like gurgling, you know, blood. It's kind of nasty. Little nasty. And paralysis is like, it seems to be like shocking them, so it keeps them in place. But yeah, it looks like they're getting shocked. And as all this is happening, they're questioning who this new foe is, because this is, you know, it seems like he's completely different than who he was before. Possibly a false ranker. And with that, Jinwoo has finished them off without giving them an answer. So they never figured out who he really was. And that only leaves one attack force member to take out. And that is Hwang. And he's pretty much just like taking a dump in his pants right now and taking a dookie and about to have a nosebleed because he's confused. And Hwang is, the attack force leader, is like now looking at Jinwoo, like looking him in the eye. He has something important that he wants to say. And then he says, you were hiding your skills. And was it you who got rid of the dungeon boss? Which we already know that it was, because the previous couple of chapters, like 4 chapters, we've been going at the boss. Now he's saying that he didn't expect his attack members to be defeated all so easily. And then he's powering up now, about to go at Jinwoo with the rest of his ability that I'm sure is a lot. So we'll see. He says, I'll show you that not all C rankers are the same level. And then he hits his super ability, which is Empower. Oh my god, wow. And there's kanji and like red light. Oh my god. And even though now he's like completely leveled up, in the back of his mind he still is having these doubts, saying that no matter how much of a monster he is, there's no way he won't be tired after fighting a dungeon boss and 7 hunters. And there's no way that Jinwoo is going to be able to break my defense, because it's like top notch, dude. He's a C level and this is an E ranker. And blah 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 blah. So tons of these like thoughts are coming to his mind as he's charging at Jinwoo with his Empower ability. And a hunter specializing in agility and dexterity, he should have a skill that can pierce my Empower skill. So he's thinking about this in like a chess move type of scenario where, you know, rock paper scissors. With his agility and dexterity, he most likely doesn't have strength, which we already know that is not true. I mean, remember, Jinwoo's, his main attribute actually is strength. So yeah, this is a terrible miscalculation by our friend Hwang. We'll see if he'll stick around for a little bit. And blah blah blah, he shouldn't have a skill that can pierce my Empower. He will be destroyed at the same moment as me. At the moment he hits me. And so many thoughts that are going through his head, but one thing that he doesn't anticipate is that Jinwoo's fist will just be like right in front of his face in a millisecond, and that's what happens. So Jinwoo is now whispering in Hwang's ear. He's saying, "You're strong, Hwang," you know, as the action heroes usually do. Like they give him a little something as they put him down, saying, "You're strong, Hwang." And then he takes his hand and he like palms his face with his eye, and his eye's like bulging out between his fingers right here. It's like just grabbed his face, and then in like a millisecond he's like boom, thrown on the ground, and it's slammed into the ground. Oh my goodness. And rocks are flying up. Wow. And now Jinwoo is looking down at his prey, and he says, "I am always leveling up ceaselessly." Whoa. And now laying there, a deflated and flaccid Hwang is defeated. He asks himself, what happened? Did I just get slammed into the ground? And then he's like looking at Jinwoo like, oh my god, this guy, he's an E ranker. Wait, no. Could it possibly be that he's a false ranker? He's begging, he's pleading, he's looking up at Jinwoo as if he took his lunch money, and this is the end of the world, so no more lunch money. He says, wait, don't kill me. Spare me, and I'll give you money. You can have as many magic crystals as you want. Jinwoo looking down at his prey now, at his little feast that he's about to have. He says 3 times. Are you asking for Are you asking for forgiveness from someone you tried to kill 3 times? And now Huang, who it honestly looks like he has like some blood. He's like blushing on his face right here. Either he's like, I don't know if he's flustered from Jinwoo looking like such a stone cold Steve Austin slam downer hounder. I'm gonna have to take that out. But yeah, he's flustered. He's like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? He's saying, you think you'll get away with this? Didn't you say that you can get away with whatever inside of these caves? This is what Jin was saying. Like, didn't you say that nobody knows what happens inside the dungeon because there's no CCTV? And of course, Huang starts yelling at him like, you jerk, you bully, you are manipulating everything. Do you even know who my little brother is? And then in that second, his head is separated from his body, and it goes flying off just like the first attack member's head did, and it slams on the ground. And his knees hit the ground, and the attack force is completely finished. And that's a wrap. Wipe your hands off with that. Ew. Me and Jinwoo are on the same page too. He's like, my clothes are a mess again, and even the size isn't matching anymore. I'm guessing this is because he's ceaselessly leveling up, always ceaselessly leveling up. So he's actually getting like massive gains. It's kind of cool. So now Jin Ho is puking in the corner, like just still in panic, because I imagine that from everything that's happened in like the last couple of hours, he's most likely going to remember this for a long time. It's crazy stuff, dude. Even if he did have his sick armor. Jin was looking at him like, really? I'm gonna have to babysit you now? And they say that the boss was defeated, so the dungeon's gonna close and to leave quickly. And then as we're leaving, we see one last panel of the head of the attack force member on the ground. Then we get to the final panels, which are really important, so don't stay right there. We see quest reward, emergency quest, kill the enemies, completion conditions have all been met, and now it's time to receive the award. And now the reward is actually 3 things. So we get status recovery, experience points, and also a new skill, a skill called Bloodlust. And what Bloodlust does is it uses a strong energy to cause selected targets to be put in a state of fear for 1 minute. And also several targets can be selected at one time, and the effect fear means that all stats are decreased by 50%. 50%, which is that's a lot. It's a lot. That can turn you from a strong dude to a very strong dude. Wow. Change you from an ant to a rat. Now we jump over to Washington, USA. And who do we see? It says, a great morning. I wonder what time it is in Korea. Huh? Did I have a bad dream? And so it seems to be Huang, the attack force leader's brother, is waking up in America. seemingly having had a bad dream the night before, since he woke up with tears in his eyes. So he doesn't know what's happened, but he seems to be thinking of his brother. So yeah, that is about it. I was away for a little bit for this last time. I've been feeling pretty pressed for time, and yeah, I had like a little bit of distractions. Work was kind of pushing me a little harder than usual. I do work, as a medical assistant right now, so I'm pretty active most of the day, and I don't have too much time at the end of the day, but I do like to talk about something and kind of get my brain activated. So yeah, I know it's not too important to you, but I enjoy doing this, and I think about it a lot. So I think just that fact alone means that there's something of value in this. But either way, I already know that, and that's why I'm happy that I'm back, and I'm hopefully not going to be taking a break like I did before anytime soon. Yeah, and in my last video, I don't know what happened with that, but oh well. Anyways, I loved it. I thought it was great, and I actually love all my videos, and I still have interesting thoughts about the anime. I think I'm going to talk about that at some point too. Maybe as like a side video, just talk about the anime and what I think about it, because I have a little bit of knowledge with at least like animation, not in terms of like anything technical, but definitely like historical. I've known like different, generations of anime, so I guess I can apply that somehow and be able to see how the animation is on par, and also how the story is on par with like how it's portrayed in the anime versus how it's written on the manhwa. So I think there's possibly a video there. But yeah, that's about it. So thank y'all. It's gonna be dope when I put this out. It'll be out in a couple days. Hopefully next video after this is out on Friday or Saturday. I'll see you guys around.